Hi guys, welcome back to Keto Rewind. I'm Jess and I've got an exciting video today. I had a DEXA scan and I also ordered a 23andMe health and ancestry DNA test. Now, neither one of these, this is stuff I purchased with my own body and I'm sharing with you. This video is not sponsored whatsoever. So this is just something that I do and I thought was worth sharing. So first things first, I want to clear up a few details. I am not a doctor. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a coach. I'm nothing. This entire channel is based off of my own experience losing 105 pounds using a ketogenic diet, lifestyle, if you will, and intermittent fasting. So you should do your own research and decide what's best for you. You've got to be your own health advocate. And then the next thing, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I like to do videos like this that help give you the most control and power to make great decisions for your health. You know, again, being your own health advocate. And the third thing, today's video, I got to wear my Yvette. So I'm going to show you what I wear. And in honor of 50,000 subscribers and the fact that you have to wear compression clothing to a DEXA scan, Yvette is also giving away allowing me to pick 2 random winners to win their products. So if you want to get in on that, comment below and I will pick one of the winners at random. So make sure you express interest. You are interested in winning a Yvette sports bras, leggings, something like that. So this way I can make sure that somebody who's just leaving a comment who doesn't want to enter into the giveaway. So just so I make sure I get the right people into the contest. So, and also I will show you what I'm wearing today. You have to wear compression clothing active wear at a DEXA scan because obviously it's a 3-day body scan. A DEXA scan basically gives you a much more in-depth body weight composition analysis. It is a X-ray, so it has a real low dose of radiation, just throwing that out there. But it's not something that you do all the time. This is something that if you want a snapshot of or a baseline and you're in your journey and you want to see, how everything correlates to you instead of using like a BMI chart, which basically just is what your height divided by your weight squared or I don't know, something like that. But it's more of like it's not a good way to determine these on an individual basis because everybody's body composition is very different. So I went today and got a DEXA scan and I would talk about the results. And the other thing I want to talk about is I also, see if I get that to show up. I decided to get a DNA test. And for me, obviously, I feel like the more knowledge that you are armed with, the better you have to understand your own health, what you're predisposed to, what your body is rocking, what your body maybe needs some help in. So just for fun, I bought this with my own money. This video is not sponsored by anybody. This is just, I've really taken charge of my health. And I feel like the more knowledge you have, the better you're going to succeed, keep the weight off, understand your limits, understand everything on an individual basis. I stress on my channel to stop looking at everybody else and focus on yourself. And with that being said, that's kind of like my mantra, if you will. So knowing what my health conditions, what genes that basically I carry in my body, and that can also let me know, what diseases I may be predisposed to, what maybe I don't even carry. So, I know for one, I carry the LMNA gene, which is responsible for dilated cardiomyopathy. It's something that I have, my sister has, and my dad has. I'm already aware of that, but just to know what other diseases and stuff I may have to look forward to in the future, I went ahead and grabbed one. So the actual DNA test is like $99, but to get the health or the gene, what is it? Like where they give you all the genetic side, I think was an extra $100. So all in all, I paid $199 for the 23andMe DNA Health plus Ancestry. Now the DEXA Fit, another, the disadvantage of the DEXA is it costs money. If you go to like your local gym, they'll probably charge you a couple bucks to, find your body weight analysis with the calipers, or there's a bunch of ways to determine body fat, like a bunch of other tests. DEXA does come in a little pricier. This one was $99, and it was just the DEXA scan. So I'll go over my results here, and I had some pretty surprising but not surprising results. I want to preface this by, I have always been a weightlifter. I competed in weightlifting in high school. I won. I set records. I've always been athletic, and I used my natural ability to put muscle on my whole life. Now, when I took that away, when I went off to college and didn't do any more physical activity and I kept eating at an athlete's level, I started putting on the pounds quick. So that's kind of where it got to me, to where I started gaining the weight big time. So all that being said, I already knew what my body's capable of, but I wasn't curious after 105 pound loss where I was going to be. So let's start with the first page. So here's the first one. I'm going to put it closer on the screen. The first one, another reason you'd want to do a DEXA scan, is bone density. Someone who is a weightlifter, someone who likes to lift heavy weights, someone who likes weight training, strength training, athletes, it is very common to see high or off the charts bone density, because we have dense bones, and our muscle, by using all that strength training, we directly impact our bone density. So as you can see, I am off the charts. They want you to be above -1, and I am 1.461 as my bone density. So basically, he told me I have like 0% chance of osteoporosis. So don't hate on the weightlifting or strength training. You're not going to turn into Hercules, but you will help increase or prevent your chances of osteoporosis. And it holds true because I've never broken a bone in my body, and I'm 37 years old. But I've always had muscle to protect my bones. So anyways, that's the bone density. You can also see where I hold in this image, you can see that the orange represents fat, the red represents muscle, and obviously white represents the bone. So yeah, not a very flattering picture, but okay. So let's move on to the total body composition analysis. So as of today, I with fully clothed on their machines and a big cup of coffee, I was 208 on when you get your scanner, I guess there's a scale in that. So anyways, at my current total body mass, I'm 208 pounds. My total body fat is 33.8%. My fat tissue is 70.4. My lean tissue is 131. My body mass composition is 7. I'm sorry, is that what that meant? I can't remember what the BMC is. And the visceral fat, the really bad stuff, is 0.86. Now, what does that all mean? So first thing he said was, wow, that is one of the highest lean tissue mass numbers he's seen from a female in a long time, which also reaffirms that I have a large percentage of bone and muscle mass. It shows my work at the gym. So a normal lean tissue for a woman is 91 pounds, and I am 131.1 pounds of lean tissue. The fat tissue is 70.4. He wants that to be down like 30 more pounds. So, and my total body fat percent as being 33.8% actually puts me on, because of my height, fat, and tissue ratio, puts me at an average BMI. But they used a different word. I'm not, and according to a BMI chart, I'm still obese. I'm actually considered average when you take into account how muscular and how strong my bones are versus my actual fat in my body. So that was like super exciting to hear. Like off the charts on bone density and off the charts on the lean muscle mass. I can hear that all day. And then the other cool thing about DEXA, you can also see if your left side of your body is, it should be symmetrical between your left and your right side of your body. And you want it less than I think 3 pounds, I think he said, difference. So if there's a slight difference, that's okay. But mine were minor and he didn't, there wasn't any reason to be concerned about there. If it was way off, it could have been from an injury. If you have a broken arm, you don't use that muscle, that arm for a year, you're obviously going to have less muscle in that arm, so something like that. That would be an example for that. Okay, so next thing we're going to move on to the body composition, total body enhanced analysis. So this also goes through your left, region by region on the map on your body, and it will point out your visceral fat, which is really the one I wanted to know about. I was apple-shaped when I first started, so I'm going to say, I didn't get a DEXA scan at my largest weight, but I'm going to say I probably had a high amount of visceral fat because especially someone who's apple-shaped, you carry your weight in your center of your body surrounding your organs, and that's very unhealthy. So I was super excited to see that, I'm pretty normal right now, and I'm not even at my goal weight yet. So when you come down to the android gynoid ratio, android is apple-shaped body fat, gynoid is pear-shaped body fat, and there's a ratio between those two numbers, and he gave me the guideline to be under a 1 is the goal. Well, I'm 0.71 currently. That means, he said, I actually have a very low visceral fat. And he's like, do you do keto? Do you do a ketogenic diet? I'm like, yep. He goes, oh, that explains why you have very little visceral fat. So all the keto haters out there, I have 0.86 pounds of visceral fat. The average American has 3 to 6 pounds. Yes, this girl right now who's still 27 pounds overweight. So if that isn't some encouraging news, I don't know what is. But anyways, he also, let me see, what else did I miss here? And then same thing, you can go down the chart, and I got a baseline for arms, legs, trunk, that whole area. And basically, so I have a baseline for when I get to my goal weight. So of course I asked, what should my goal weight be for someone with my, with my numbers here? So he's like, well, what is your goal weight? I said 159, what the BMI chart says. So they did their calculations and whatever, and my goal weight is now 177 because he said I have a ridiculous amount, way higher amount of lean body mass, and I have actually, even though I still have 70 pounds of body fat or fat mass, my lean mass is ridiculous. So that gives me an advantage. I don't have to get down to, when I get down to 177, if I maintained this, and the only thing that changed was my fat, I would be at 23% body fat, which it was a suggested goal from them. I told him 159. He's like, oh my gosh, you'd be in the teens for body fat. That's really, he's like, I wouldn't recommend that unless you really have a reason to be that lean. If I'm a professional athlete, if I have something going on that I need to be that lean, some very extreme example to be that low. And he said also that comes at a cost. You can lose your monthly cycle, stuff like that. So, just things to think about, no exacts, but he recommended I go for 177. And then when I hit that, come back and do another DEXA and see what my numbers are. So I said I am already in an ideal range for my body composition as of today. And I would be moved up into a fitness level of my body composition once I get to my 177. So that's exciting because that means I only have 27 more pounds to lose. Woo! How cool is that? I thought for sure I was gonna, I was going to have to be hitting the 159, getting that low. But now, I mean, that is so cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm excited. My new goal is 177. And so actually, that's my new target weight. For my height at 5'8", my target weight is 177. And as long as I stay within that like as long as I just lose body fat from this point forward, I will get down to 23% body fat at that weight, which is like silly because somebody else who's 5'8" normally doesn't get to weigh 177 to have 23% body fat. And what does that mean when it comes to macros? So he gave me some guidelines. This is still, there's still a lot of things you can also like. This isn't exact, is what I'm trying to say. But my resting metabolic rate, which they also have a test that I can do at their center and actually get a more accurate number, but without taking that actual physical test. At my current my current body composition, my resting metabolic rate is 1696 calories a day. That means if I just lay in bed all day, that's all I need to sustain my life. Now, so that means that you want to lose, he actually suggested I up my protein a little bit. Right now, I eat around like 90 grams of protein a day, and he suggested bumping it to 135. Carbohydrates, 16 grams, 80 grams of fat, and 1324 calories a day at my current activity level. So, basically what he said is if I'm going to the gym that day, hit 135 grams of protein. On the non-gym days, stick around what I've been doing. So basically that's the only difference, and that should get me where I want to be. So I am super pumped to take these changes in this approach and see what difference it may or may not make. And yeah, how exciting. So I hope you enjoyed this video. When I get my results back from my DNA test, I will let you know. But I do recommend getting a DEXA scan. Yes, it's there is an X-ray involved, and there's a slight bit of radiation. But for me, it didn't bother me. I've never broken a bone in my body, so it's not like I have X-rays all the time. I've actually only had one X-ray in my life, and it's from a shoulder injury. And obviously dental X-rays, and that's it. I'm very low on the risk of, injury proneness. So it didn't bother me, but if you're somebody who maybe has a little, if you've broken lots of bones, maybe it's not right for you. But either way, I was okay with it, but I'm throwing that out there. I still do recommend a DEXA scan. I feel like the more you know about your health, the better equipped you are to make good decisions, to have a plan, and execute that plan. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will follow up with my results, and I will see you at the next video. I'm Jess, and you're watching Keto Rewind. Bye-bye.